Yo, what is up everybody? I am Jay Coding, and this video is a Java Basics video about concatenation. Now last video we left off talking about just printing integers, printing strings, printing random variables. Now we are going to learn how to print them together. So before we get into all of this stuff right here, let's just do some very simple and basic printing commands. Let's go into this print statement, system.out.println. One thing I wanted to point out about this println is that if you type in ln at the end of this print statement, what it does is when it runs the code, it automatically goes to the next line. So if I were to go and take out this ln and I had two lines of code, those two lines of code would end up printing out next to each other instead of on separate lines, like when I ran this code right here. Okay, so let's get into this. So I want to print out the most basic phrase in computers just ever. Hello world. Let's print out hello world. Now that was pretty simple. I commanded my computer, or I commanded Java to print out the words hello world. Now what some people don't understand when they're using this IDE, the Integrated Development Environment, an IDE is basically something that makes coding simpler because there's a way where you just go on. So for those who have Windows, you might use Notepad++. For those who have Mac, you might use TextEdit and actually write your code on there and then go to the command prompt and run the code. This, I'm using Eclipse. It does everything for you. So what happens is when I click run over here, it takes the source code. So all this, everything you could see is a source code, and it takes it and it turns it into a bytecode. Now a bytecode is language that computers understand, right? A bytecode is when a dot class is created. So when I click run, before our eyes, we can't even see it while it's happening. Our computer is actually taking our source code and turning it into a dot class. So it goes from concat.java to concat.class, and then it prints out over here. It prints out the class. Now we could also do this with numbers as well. Let's say I want to print out 5. Let's run that. Hello world 5. Now the reason these printed out right next to each other is because over here I didn't end it with ln. If I did ln, what happens is at the end of this right here, Java knows, okay, now this command is over. I'm going to go to the next line, to the next command. So let's run this. They should be on different lines. And they are. Now over here, it doesn't matter if I have print or println. Just because I don't have any commands after that, it'll still be the same. So now let's get into concatenation of variables. Let's concatenate a plus b. So 1 plus 2, it should give me 3. Anytime I want to combine two variables, I always have to use plus. Now, not in every occasion does plus mean addition, but in this case, it will. So let's see. A plus b, the output should be 3. Let's see. 3. So what it did was, it took the integer a, and it took the integer b, took those variables, and it added them together via this addition sign, or this concatenation symbol. Anytime we use concatenation or we want to combine anything, we always use the plus. So now let's combine two strings together. So let's create another string. Let's call this one string E. We'll just call this one world, semicolon. Okay. So if I want to concatenate strings D and E, all I would have to type is D plus E. Now the thing about Java is it interprets everything literally. So it doesn't know that I'm trying to type a proper phrase, hello world. I'm only telling it to print out the words hello and world, so they'll print out as if they are the same word. And the reason they print it out as if they were the same word is because I didn't add a space over here. If I wanted to print out a phrase, I would add a space over here, or better yet, personally I prefer this way better, string f is equal to space. Now it may seem like a lot of work. Some people prefer some ways over others. So if I do D plus F plus E, a space should print out in between. Good. Now, concatenating strings and numbers is pretty much as simple as it sounds. So let's go to print out another statement. Now in this statement, I want to print out hello world 1. I would print out D plus F plus E plus A. Now, what this is doing, it is interpreting it literally. I want to print out the number 1 after I've printed out hello space world. So let's see how this runs. Hello world 1. Good, that's exactly what we wanted. Now, let's try combining a double with an integer. A plus C. Again, it's as simple as it is. The output should be 2.5. 2.5. Now, a double allows you to use decimals. For some people, it might seem like a headache. Down the line, it's easier to use a double because it keeps everything more organized. Now, a question that arises is, well, what's the point of making string D, string F, string E? Can't you just type in hello space world like I did over here? Well, the answer is yes, you can do that, but that kind of defeats the purpose. Because let's say down the line, you're making a code with, let's say, 100, 200 lines. You don't want to keep on typing system.out.println, hello world. All you have to do, it's easy. CISO, command space, B. Done. Now it prints out B. And B is 2. Instead of typing system.out.println 2 or system.out.println hello world. A lot of you are saying, well, wasn't it a waste of time to create a string D, string F, and string E when you could just make it in all one string? The answer is yes. In fact, that would be the best way of doing this. String G is equal to hello space world, exclamation point. End the statement with a semicolon. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was lesson 2 of Java Basics. Peace.